It's July 18th and I'm going to do a full garden tour. Things are looking very different out here than they did last time. These are all the new grow bags that we put in this year. We got white sage, which is really starting to take off. There's a pepper plant here. We have 4 Roma tomatoes doing very well. 2 bags of cucumbers. They're starting to take off now. They struggled for a while, but they're looking pretty good. Up in the front here, we have a rainbow sherbet celosia. In here, we have bells of Ireland. I grew these for the first time this year, and these are really cool plants. Here we have some dead Shasta daisies, garden gremlin. And over here, these are new this year too. These are called sunball flowers. In the front, we have a bunch of snapdragons. Snapdragons aren't perennial here, but these reseeded themselves from last year. I do need to get in there and do some pruning now. This is the okra. We have 8 plants in here. I think I may have ever done it with 8 plants in this small space. These plants are doing great, and judging by the size of these leaves, they're gonna get huge. I have been harvesting some already. It's taken me a minute to get used to harvesting these. I tend to kind of miss them. I end up with okra like that really isn't any good. They get pretty woody at that size. So I'm doing my best to kind of catch them at about 3 inches now so I can take them and freeze them until I need them. Peppers are doing great. All the plants are really starting to get loaded up with peppers. These are pepperoncinis. This is the first time growing them. Got some peppers on there. This one has a bunch. This side I have a bell pepper plant and a jalapeno plant. I got some nice peppers starting there. Some jalapenos on here, but I have a couple more jalapeno plants that are really loaded up. These 2 here are Carmen peppers. They are a big red sweet Italian pepper. They're looking huge this year. Tons of peppers on those. These 2 here are lunchbox peppers. They're the little multicolored sweet peppers. Starting to get some on there. This side, another Carmen pepper. Again, tons of peppers on there. Some really nice bell peppers forming on here. This is a bell pepper plant as well, but this one's a little bit behind the rest of them. These 2 are jalapeno plants, both really loaded up. These are giant jalapenos here. They're the big guy hybrid from Burpee. These are definitely the biggest variety of jalapeno I've ever grown, and they are also the hottest jalapenos I've ever grown. And we have 2 habaneros here, but these are gonna take a little time. These 2 here are wax peppers, which I'm gonna have to do some harvesting on pretty soon. Then we got what's called squash peppers, and they are kind of just getting started here. Tomatoes are doing great, super healthy, no signs of disease. Lots of green tomatoes. Nothing's turning quite yet, but there are so many tomatoes on these plants. Some of them about 7 feet tall at this point. I do need to do a little pruning, kind of clean them up a little bit. These here are my Berkeley tie-dyes. Lots of big tomatoes in there. Another Berkeley here, and this is a Berkeley as well. I've been hearing some people saying that they had some issues with their Berkeleys not producing well. I have never had a problem. They've always done really well for me. This here is a Mountain Magic hybrid. It's a Campari type tomato. I started growing these a couple years ago. I love them. They're always going to be in my garden, and I'm getting some really nice sized tomatoes on these. New variety for me here this year. Someone gifted this to me. It's a green zebra. I'm glad they did because I always wanted to try them. And then over here I have my Brad's Atomic Grape, and there are a few on there that are getting pretty close to harvest time. This is one of our zinnia beds. These flowers look amazing. They're almost all perfect. I'm gonna have to get in here tomorrow and make some arrangements, get some of these cut out of here, because the more you cut zinnias, the more flowers you end up getting. This is a dahlia bed. Some of these are starting to get some blooms on them. I'm really excited to see these. Lish got all these tubers from a local flower farmer this year. This bed here, I got some radishes, some cucumbers, and I just have some dill and cilantro there. This was my garlic bed, so I just threw a bunch of lettuce in there, and then I also have some cilantro coming up. A little pollinator area here, black-eyed Susans, those need cleaned up a little bit. Then we have the 2 little varieties of zinnias here. I really like these. These are Persian blankets. These I thought were going to be Persian blankets, but they're something else, so I have to figure out what those are because I really like them. Got some dianthus here we started from seed this year. My first little fig tree, it's got some new growth on it. It's looking good. This here is also rainbow sherbet celosia, and then we have these 2 grow bags with some sunflowers that are getting huge. I think God, there's probably 8 sunflowers in each of these bags, maybe more. Most of them are doing well. I probably overdid it a little bit, but it'll be all right. This is my blazing star. I don't know why it is this big, but it's awesome. It's just starting to flower. I think it's probably close to 7 feet tall at this point. These are the blueberries. I think we got one more decent harvest left on this, and that'll be able to get rid of this cage. I think we probably got about 5 pounds of blueberries off this little bush, thanks to this cage, because the birds didn't get any of them. And I finally got my greenhouse stained after 3 years, and I love it. This bed is all flowering cilantro and bolted lettuce. I'm gonna pull all of this out tomorrow and get some carrots planted in here for fall. This bed, I have some monster beets in here that I need to pull. And my luffa. These are 2 luffa plants. They took off out of nowhere. They're doing great. They're flowering, vining. You can see all those vines kind of going crazy up there. I got to get up there and train all those down this side. This bed here, everything's gonna have to come out because once that luffa gets down here, it's already been grabbing onto this dill. But once it gets down here, it's just gonna overtake all of this, which it's not a big deal because it's just like bolted radishes, dill. I do have some beets on this side too. Some nice ones in there that I have to pull. And I have 1 cauliflower left. Really hoping that this one works out. I don't know, because some of those leaves on the inside were looking a little sketchy, but I just ran out of pickled cauliflower, so I kind of need that. This is our clematis that Lish transplanted from another spot. This is just a temporary place for it. It already flowered, but it's looking nice and healthy. It's gonna do well. In here, I have daikon radish and some Napa cabbage. Unfortunately, the flea beetles have just infested all this stuff. So I'm thinking that I'm probably just gonna get in here and pull all this stuff tomorrow and start over. The corn and sunflower fence, I am super happy with this. We got a few giant sunflowers in here. Corn's doing very well. All of these stalks have 2 cobs of corn on them. I'm assuming they're getting pollinated well. From what I can tell, the bees are doing a lot of work. We've had a lot of wind and everything, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, some of these giant sunflowers are getting huge. The trunks on these things, I can barely wrap my hand around. But we have several of those. Some volunteers that came up from last year. This is a branching variety. I'm excited to see what that looks like. But yeah, just random sunflowers popping up all through here. And here we have the butterfly peas. These are doing great. I'm super happy with these. I think they're gonna fill out this corner really well. A lot of people told me that they had issues with starting their butterfly peas. I haven't really had a problem. Some of the ones I started indoors struggled a little bit, but once I got them to the ground, they seemed to take off, and the ones that I direct sowed in there did great too. These hanging baskets are Million Bells that I started from last year's hanging baskets, just brought them in for the winter and put them under the grow lights and then separate them out once they start to germinate. This is a normal blazing star for comparison to that other one. That's really how big they usually get, maybe a little bigger than that. The lavender, we're gonna have to prune that all back. The flowers are dead on that. And then we have 2 varieties of straw flowers in here, which are gonna bloom very soon, and I'm excited about that. Those are really cool flowers. Back here, we have another zinnia bed, a grow bag over there with zinnias. These are orange cactus zinnias. These things get huge. And then we have Oklahoma salmons. I am not sure what these are because I don't remember planting them. Here, this is a dahlia, which I need to prop up. What is the variety of this?
Bloomquist York.
Bloomquist York, and they're supposed to be like 8-inch blooms?
Something like that, dinner plate.
Huge. The way things have taken off in the last couple of weeks, we're really not even that far behind for the setback we had this spring. A lot of stuff to do this weekend, so I'm gonna have a lot of short videos coming.